So I'll be the first to admit I discounted the i8 for the longest time. You know, when these came out in 2014, I looked at them on paper and kind of went 357 horsepower, $140,000 base price, hybrid, just doesn't make sense. And when I think of a hybrid personally, like I think of a Prius, right? And then whenever somebody tells me they bought a Prius, like I have these preconceived notions, like we don't have anything in common, you don't have a soul, you hate cars. And so that's kind of how I felt about the i8. Like this, I really got to say that after driving this car for a while, I've been driving it for the last 2 days, it is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate what BMW did here with this car. So this is their first supercar after the M1, right? The M1 is my favorite BMW, but the two cars couldn't have a more different mission objective. The M1 was built so they could go racing. So they could race FIA Group 5. This car was built so they could kind of time travel, right? Like this is a space shuttle. This car is the future. This is a hybrid supercar. And now you've got the NSX. Of course, you've got the McLarens and LaFerraris and all those guys using hybrid technology. But this car isn't as supercar as those cars. And I gotta say, it's really good at being a daily driver. So when you're just rolling around in electric mode, this thing is really docile and really easy to drive. Once you get past the fact that you have to kind of contort your body to get in and out of it. The gauges, there's a few different colors here. I've got it in Eco. They're kind of a blue and it shows your power there and battery life. And then you've got your comfort setting. And then you can go to your sports setting, which turns them orange and gives you a tachometer. Here's your center stack. Typical BMW nav. I mean, it's easy to use, nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of typical of any 2013, 14, 15 BMW, Bluetooth and all that. Not a whole lot of tech involved with the actual interface, even though this is like the super techiest car ever, and it's a gigabyte, which is the model this one is. But when you're in here, everything is ergonomic, everything is right there, it's easy to get to. You know, I really could daily drive this car all day. Again, the seats, super comfortable. Don't expect much from the back seats. I mean, they're kind of a joke. You know, maybe an overnight bag, but not an actual human, not even a kid. Maybe a kid with no legs. But for the most part, this thing doesn't have a lot of utility. The trunk is super small. It does have a little cup holder in it, but I love the steering wheel. Really nice. By the way, every single person in every single car is looking at this thing. So design-wise, I think they hit it out of the park. Looks really mean from the front. The way the doors open, they don't gull wing, they don't scissor, they kind of do their own thing. But I really think the look sets this thing apart. And it really doesn't have any direct competition. I guess the closest car you could say would be maybe the new NSX, but it's more money. This thing base price is again like maybe like $136, I think, is base price for the i8. Not too many changes for 2017. I'm driving a 2016 right now. It's powered by a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder. Again, this is why I thought in my head, man, this can't be a supercar. Like, what were they thinking? But when this motor comes to life, it's 228 horsepower. Combined with the electric engine, it makes 357 horse. This thing flies. So it's just under 3,400 pounds, which is pretty awesome considering it's all-wheel drive. There's a lot of carbon fiber, so it's relatively light. So combined with the all-wheel drive and all the torque smashed down this thing, 0 to 60 is like 3.8, 3.9 seconds. I mean, this is a really fast car. Almost as fast as the new 911 or Stingray. They weigh about the same. Quarter mile goes by in about 1240, 1230. That's where it starts to lose a little bit of steam, and top speed is nowhere near the cars I just mentioned. But again, performance-wise, this thing is brutally fast, and it sounds good, even though it has canned sound. Can you guys hear this? Let's smash on it. Man. And the 6-speed works great. The automatic downshifts really quick. There's a ton of carbon fiber in this thing. So when you open up the door, you can feel how light the door is. It feels like it weighs nothing. I know it's got that big strut pushing it up, but it really, you can feel the lightness. And you see all this raw carbon fiber. Here's your door pop-up right here. There's the ledge that I'm talking about. You got to get over that thing. There's a really popular YouTube video of a guy who's a little bit heavy trying to get in and out of this car, or out of it actually, and it takes him like 5 minutes. It's pretty funny. And the body is really, really stiff. And I think that's one of the cool things about the suspension setup. So BMW was able to make the suspension a little bit softer in this car because of how stiff the body is, and it rides perfect. I love the way this thing goes about daily driving. And when you're in electric mode and you're kind of cruising around town completely silent, it's like it takes away the supercar and gives it this docile daily driving, like futuristic car. I think it handles really well, even though it's got these little 215 cookie cutters, which someone told me are an option, and that the standard front tires are 195s, man. Really small. Definitely could use a little bit more steering feel, but again, I think the steering feel is pretty good. Man, this thing is fast as shit. Oops, sorry. I mean, this thing pulls like a freight train, man. The torque is instantaneous. Wow, I didn't expect this thing to be this quick, you know? It's almost like I didn't even read the numbers on paper. I just looked at 357 horsepower and went, forget it. But if you look at the numbers, 3.8 seconds to 60, I mean, that's brutally fast. Again, it does lose a little bit of steam in the quarter mile, and top speed is about 155, 154. I don't know if that's governor limited or... Look, this thing is comfortable, it's sexy, it's fuel efficient, whatever that means. It does get like 30 miles a gallon. It's not crazy, but it is efficient, and it's a huge step forward, not just for BMW, but for the entire automotive industry. So I really admire what they did here. They didn't build a supercar like a Ferrari that's just in your face all the time. They built I think this is the everyday supercar, not the NSX. Most people like to call the NSX the everyday supercar. I think the NSX doesn't even have a cup holder anymore. I don't think you can call anything a daily driver that doesn't have a cup holder. Let's smash down this thing. Man! Wow, the torque though. Anyway, and I look forward to this car evolving, right? This is their first go at this thing. So as this car evolves, it's gonna get better and better and better, more efficient, faster, all those things, and I can't wait. I really love what BMW, I almost owe BMW an apology here, because I really was a hater of this car until 2 days ago, and now I absolutely love it. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on Instagram at FlyingLap1 and like and subscribe. I'm out.